As much as I absolutely love the winter holidays, Christmas is my favorite season, I'm a little bit equally excited when it's over with the new rejuvenated feeling that I get. As soon as Christmas is over, I start switching over into the new year mode, the fresh start mode. And I love fresh starts. So it's really exciting to me every year when we go through the process of putting away all of the holiday decor and making that space for the new year. It feels kind of like waking up from a hibernation period. I just feel really rejuvenated and energized. So that is exactly the kind of energy that I hope that you bring to the process of decluttering and getting things set for the new year after the holidays. I like to think of it as the act of physically putting your new beginning in order. Everyone deserves a fresh beginning, all of us, especially after 2020 and parts of the beginning of 21. And whatever 2021 you're planning for, your home can definitely support you in your desired transformations if you give it the care it needs. So let's start with the obvious, putting away the decorations, taking down the Christmas tree if you celebrate Christmas, or your Hanukkah decor if you celebrate Hanukkah, or whatever types of holidays you celebrate or types of decors you put up. It's time to put them back in their space and away until the next year. We are a little bit late getting around to taking down our decor around here, so I'm ready for it at this point. And we'll be taking down the tree, putting away the ornaments. There were some ornaments that we didn't use this year that I'll be donating. And so this is a great time to take an inventory of the things that you did and did not use for your holiday decor. If you didn't use them this year, then there's no reason to hold on to them anticipating that you'll use them next year. It's a great time to cut ties with those things, donate them, maybe somebody else can use them, trash them if they're not in good quality anymore, and just move forward with the things that you really do love to display. One of my favorite things about putting away holiday decor is seeing the space that's available once the tree gets put back in its box and gets put away. It's always just crazy to me how much space we had that I've completely forgotten about whenever we put the tree away. And then rearranging the furniture to fit back the way it was before, it just allows for new shapes to take place inside of that space. And even if you're not happy with the way things were before, this gives you a great opportunity to reimagine that space and to reevaluate it, to see how the shadows and the lights fall throughout the room and how the functionality is and the flow of that space. This is a great time. You're already in the process of moving things around, possibly taking things down. And while you're in that process, it never hurts to reevaluate and make sure that you are perfectly happy with the way things are located. Don't forget, before you put things back in their boxes, to make sure that there are no little scraps or hooks or things rattling around at the bottom that could be emptied out. This is the best time. You're not going to find a better time to get rid of this stuff and to clear out the spaces, empty these things, and to make that space so that the things that you are keeping have a nice, roomy space to hold them until next year. I know that a lot of people have sentimental attachments to different ornaments that maybe were created by kids or family members or by yourself when you were a kid, and maybe they're broken or they're stained or torn apart now, so you're not actually using them. So I urge you to take this time to finally say goodbye to those pieces, let them go, appreciate the joy that you got out of them while they were there, and maybe even take a picture with them just for fun, you know? The same is true for things like holiday dishes that may have been passed down, or holiday napkins, or things that you found that you just didn't really use. Maybe you never used them. Maybe you're just not that fancy of a person and you're not using the serving dishes. This is a great time to evaluate that and to create new space for the things that you actually do use inside of your kitchen, inside of your linens, and throughout your house whenever it comes to your holiday decorations. Do yourself a favor, make sure that the lights work. If any of the strands, like we have one strand that is half not working, that strand is going to be discarded. Don't put yourself through the torture of having half broken light strands next year. And then the ones that are still in good condition, be sure to wrap them up safely so that hopefully you won't have to go through the curse of having partially working or partially broken lights next year. So be sure you wrap those up, put them in a space that's going to keep them away from being bumped around or damaged, and just let go of the lights that are not working already. Now, if at all possible, I really like to have all of my holiday decor in one large box. I like to have it in one location to where I pull out this one box. This is something that I found at Fred Meyer's. It has different sections that lift up so that I can actually store my ornaments and my garland and my lights and the tree all in this one box. I'm really happy with this. And it has rollers on the bottom so that we're able to pull it around and locate it wherever it needs to go easily without having to carry the full thing. The thing about boxes is that they tend to degrade over time, and if you're putting them outside in the elements or in an outside storage building, they have the tendency to get bugs and even rodents inside of them. If you can just put out 1 year for some kind of a Tupperware that seals, then you won't have to deal with all of that every year following. It's one of those things that you take care of it once, buy it once, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about it again. So I definitely feel like this was a valid purchase that we made last year because it holds all of our holiday decor. Now, when it comes to gift bags and wrapping paper, we try to not buy any more than we actively need. So we generally use up all of our wrapping paper and maybe just have some scraps left that we will discard. As far as bags, if there are bags that are in really nice condition, we have one large bag that we stick all of the smaller bags inside of, so it takes up 0 extra room, and we sit that in our bedroom closet next to our dresser. So this is something that I found that works for birthdays and for like all of the holidays. We stick everything folded inside of this one larger gift bag, and it works really nice. When it comes to toys, clothes, or new gifts that you've received, I'm a big fan of doing a declutter before the holidays. I did that myself. Hopefully you've done that and made some space, especially if you have kids who are getting new toys. If you didn't, which sometimes we don't have time to, or we don't have the energy to, then now is a better time than never, right? To make that space so that you're not just piling the new toys and the new clothes on top of all of the old stuff and not staying within any kind of spatial limitations. I always think that the best way to go, especially for toys, but really for anything, is to make sure that you have some kind of firm spatial boundaries for each type or category of belonging. If you start piling things onto that every year because we're not clearing it out before, then you're going to end up with a clutter problem. So the best thing to do is before you have everybody put away their new Christmas stuff, make sure that there is room in those allotted spaces for the new stuff that's coming in and see what things can be removed. Again, we don't have much to do with this because we've already decluttered most of our spaces. So luckily at this point, we're just putting things away. Let me do you a favor and remind you right now about any gift cards or gift receipts that you received. You're going to want to collect all of those, put them in one place. I like to either put the gift cards online. So like if I got Amazon gift cards, which I did, then I will load them up to my Amazon account as soon as possible. That way I don't have to worry about keeping track of the card. And then you can just discard the card itself. Otherwise, if it's to a place that you don't really shop online, I like to put mine in my wallet. Maybe you have another place where you like to locate and store these things so that you're easily able to find it when you're ready for it. I just use my wallet. I always have extra slots because I don't have a ton of credit cards, so that works out well for me. And then I'm reminded when I open my wallet that, oh yeah, I have this gift card, that I should probably use that. You can take pictures of your gift receipts, or you can just set them inside of a bin just temporarily for the next week until you decide if something is actually going to work for you. Maybe there are clothes that you need to try out first, or maybe there are belongings or appliances that you want to mess with and make sure they don't need to be returned first. Just make sure that you have them all in one location. I think that small boxes also work really well for that. If you're not somebody who likes to take pictures of your receipts, a small box like a phone box or just any tiny box that maybe another Christmas gift came in, store them all in that, put them in one location just for a certain period of time, 1 week, 2 weeks, however long you need to test out that item. But be sure that you know where they are, because you don't want to end up with extra stuff that doesn't work and that you can't return, and now you have more clutter in your home. So being prepared in advance saves you from messes down the line. And remember, once a gift is given to you, it is then yours. Don't get into that trap of feeling guilted or obligated into holding on to things that you know you're not going to wear or use or that don't fit or work. The person just wants you to be happy. That's why they gave you the gift. And I like to give everybody I buy a gift for, I like to give them their gift receipt. So I don't even have to know if they exchanged it. I just want people to have something that makes them happy. And I'm sure that the people who are giving you gifts want the same thing. So we're not holding on to things that we don't actually love and want to keep inside of our space. And that absolutely does not make you ungrateful in any way. I don't think we had too many things that we needed to return. I know my kids had some outfits that didn't fit them that we had to return. Some of the gifts that I actually bought Matt didn't work out for him, so he had to exchange them, and it's fine. You know, it was still exciting. People still enjoyed opening their gifts, and they still loved what they ended up with. I want to encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity while you've got the momentum going. While you've already got the process rolling, you're putting things away, you're moving things around, take advantage of that momentum and take it as far as you need it to go inside of your space. Maybe this is the beginning of a great time for you to start getting the clutter out or rearranging the furniture and just creating a new space for 2021 so that you can mentally and physically start getting into that fresh start mindset. Like I always say, this is an opportunity to do things differently and to transform your home space into a space that supports and energizes you daily. This isn't just cramming things away to deal with next year. This is preparing for a fresh start. And if you got that momentum going and you want to take it even a step further, then I definitely recommend you check out my free masterclass where I share my holistic clutter-free formula. This is the 5 ingredients that you need to transform your home space into a holistic clutter-free haven. I'll catch you next week.